This is Jerry Agar.
Here's the first thing that I would say in favor of both the police union and the police force itself, and that is that the head of both are pretty much on a constant media tour since the press conference yesterday, which makes them available to us and through us to the public, and that is a good thing. So Clayton Campbell is here, the head of the Toronto Police Association, and Myron Demkiw, who is the chief of police. Thanks to both of you. You were in here this morning a few hours ago with John, and now you're back. I'm going to try and have a little bit of a different conversation. I wondered, Chief, if you, or maybe this is part of your ongoing investigation, do you think he had some cops who were just kind of turning a blind eye?
Listen, I think that will form the substance of ongoing review and examination. The allegations here are far worse than anything to do with turning a blind eye. I
understand, but still, is there a process within the police force for an officer to make an anonymous whistleblower call?
Yes, there is.
We
have a process for that, and we have governance and rules around all that. And quite frankly, our members have a duty to report misconduct in their midst.
Do they do it?
It does happen. Yes, it does.
Was it a part of this at all?
That'd be a question for the chief.
Well, actually, York was handling the investigation.
Yeah, I think just to unpack that a little bit, the way the new legislative framework works, when there's a conflict of interest, as you might imagine, with serious allegations of this nature, we'd want the public to understand, and another agency looked after leading the investigation. In this case, it was York Regional Police, supported by us.
And we will emphasize, I think you said it in the press conference and have since, but I'll just emphasize it here, you're not done.
Absolutely not. This is the end of a very important phase of the investigation. Now the investigation continues, but additionally we can look back and examine exactly some of the learnings that we can talk about now a little bit more openly and take steps to remedy the things that have been uncovered.
Okay, Clayton Campbell, I thought I heard you say to John Moore this morning that you're not standing up for these officers. You do have obligations to them as a union head. Will there be officers here who will be relieved of their pay?
So, I mean, that's an option available to the chief under the new CSPA, the new police act that came into effect about a year and a half ago. So it's rarely used, I think once in Toronto, and maybe that's it across the province. So as the chief exercises his authority, we'll take a look at it, right?
Would you fight it?
It depends, right? We want to make sure that the chief, obviously, part of my relationship is to make sure the process is properly followed and it's a new process. So we're going to take a look at it. I can say that our members and the association are disappointed with these allegations, especially as we go through it and learn more and if they're proven to be true. And so I am the voice for over 8,000 people. They're out there doing a really good job every day. And so they're disappointed with what's happened here.
Right. But I also, I think, heard you talking a little bit about legal fees and whether or not the union would be responsible for their representation. If not, who is? Because while I could agree with you, you might say, well, you went so afoul of the law here, we're not going to support you. I don't want that fobbed off onto the taxpayers.
No, so through our dues that the members pay every 2 weeks, we take it very serious how we use their money. And there's an independent committee called the Legal Assistance Plan that reviews any application for criminal offenses. And I can tell you, things like an SIU where officers make split-second decisions, we cover them. We protect those that protect others, but I will say that they have to be in the lawful execution of their duties, and that committee that's independent of the board will make that decision at some point in the future.
This came to your attention, Chief, in June of 2025. Has there been any time between then and now where you've said to yourself, maybe I need to step aside?
No. My thoughts turned immediately to ensuring that I do what is my responsibility, and that is to continue to lead the organization, remembering that over 8,000 people work for us who do incredible work each and every day. But in the context of this particular set of facts and circumstances, to make sure that every available resource that needed to be brought to bear was made available to the York Regional Police so that we would leave no stone unturned as it related to allegations concerning officer misconduct and criminal behavior. Importantly, this is a large-scale investigation into criminality at large, and a part of it is our police officers. And I wanted to make sure that York Regional Police had every tool, resource required to continue to pursue every lead they needed to regarding allegations about our members and to leave no stone unturned. And that's what happened.
Okay, I understood from the press conference yesterday that the province stepped up with resources for you because this was an expensive operation.
Well, there's, in these types of investigations, there's definitely support that we get from other entities. In this particular case, you had York Regional Police, Toronto Police, OPP, and the Criminal Intelligence Service of Ontario.
Okay, and Clayton Campbell, you're the head of the union. I got a text as the press conference was going on yesterday from someone who said, I'm a 24-year police officer, and I'm sickened, and I wonder if I want to keep doing this.
Yeah, such a sad commentary. And we're here to the chief and I together, which is rare for us to be together. And I think that shows the importance of what we're trying to do, which is maintain public trust and confidence. For our members, we need that in this city to properly police, but also for the morale of officers. We are in a multi-year hiring plan right now. We want good people to come here and join the Toronto Police Service. So making sure that the officers know, and we do our own polling. We know that the vast majority of the citizens support the police. We want to maintain that. We don't take that for granted, and that's part of the reason we're out here today.
Well, one of the statistics that I used yesterday, and I think it was from your polling and some press releases you'd put out, that 79% of the public, I think, had the idea that maybe police officers are above the law and get away with stuff. Maybe if there's any silver lining here, you'll blunt that number somewhat.
Well, that's, listen, what we're trying to accomplish here throughout this process was a complete, thorough, independent investigation, and we will go where the evidence leads us, and we will look after everything that we discover and need to address.
Okay. Some people have written in because, Clayton Campbell, you said your membership is disappointed, and they're thinking, aren't they outraged? Aren't they is it a lot stronger?
I could use stronger language on here if I needed to, but I can tell you that our members are good, honest, hardworking people. They're out there. They put their lives on the line to keep this city safe. They put their own safety behind those of others. And when they see something like this, and I can tell you, it is rare, and I think it's noted for a police union to come out and talk this way.
Yep.
But they are disgusted by these allegations if proven to be true. And that's why it's so important that we're united talking about this. And we protect those that protect others, like I said before. And that is when people are making split-second decisions. There may be mistakes. There may be things they do wrong, but we're always there to stand by them in that situation. But this is something different.
Yeah. Well, the tragedy that you're dealing with here, beyond the obvious tragedy of the fact that you found that you had quite a number of officers here involved in organized crime, in conspiracy to murder, to dealing in drugs, as bad as it gets, really. You've got that. Unfortunately, it's just gasoline on the fire for those people who hate the cops. I hear from them all day long.
Well, I think, as the president said, it's important for us to come out and speak to you and others in the media and in the community and acknowledge the work of our members who do incredible work. And, yesterday, immediately after the press conference, I went and spoke to all the leadership of the service and reiterated the role they play and the importance of supporting our members. And then the president and I attended 12th Division and met directly with members yesterday to, again, make sure they understand that the actions of a few, the allegations that are being faced by a few, do not represent their incredible efforts.
It's been 24 hours. Have you seen, or do you know, of whether or not it has ramped up any kind of attitude that police officers doing their job have encountered? And either one of you could answer this. In other words, yeah, I rolled a stop sign, but what are you pulling me over for? Your guys are out there committing murder.
I haven't heard that yet, but I can tell you it's something we talked about with them. And what I say is any of the public listening that support the police, thank them today. Thank them when you see them out there making arrests. We had a murder in Scarborough last night. That's being investigated. Investigators probably haven't gone to bed yet since yesterday afternoon. They're out there trying to catch bad guys, keeping the public safe. So thank them, and it's something that we need at this time. We appreciate that and need it at this time.
Well, how do you react, Chief, to this text message that just came in? Dirty cops put on a clinic on how to destroy a police force in a major city.
Well, listen, there's no doubt that these allegations are incredibly painful, disappointing, and troubling. There's no doubt about that. And, I think we've responded in a very fulsome, serious way for a number of months, which was announced yesterday. And we are now bringing in the Inspector General to inspect our organization in some key areas. And we're going to be working with the association and others to make sure that we do everything we can to restore trust and continue to support the members who do great work.
If I had asked you what's the one thing you want people to know, I'm assuming that would be your answer.
Listen, please know this. We will leave no stone unturned. We are absolutely committed to following the evidence where it takes us. We are also absolutely committed to supporting the 8,000 plus people who civilian professionals and sworn members who work tirelessly every single day, serving this city with courage, distinction, and commitment. We will continue to move forward supporting their efforts, keeping the city safe.
Even if you overturn some of those stones and it's more embarrassment for you?
We will follow the evidence where it goes, and we will confront it.
All right. Well, I think I will give you this. It is admirable that not only you're doing as many press conferences and appearances on radio and TV as you're doing, but that you're doing it together, because you're not normally, as the union head and the police chief, walking hand in hand down the road. No, well, it's not your job.
I think it's true. And I think that's what really demonstrates to everybody our commitment to public trust and our membership, our belief in how great they are. And of course, in my role and the chief's role, we sometimes disagree. Yeah. And that's okay, and that's healthy. But when it comes to public trust and the amazing members that are a part of the Toronto Police Service, we'll always be in agreement with that.
That's Clayton Campbell. He's the head of the Toronto Police Association. Myron Demkiw is police chief. Thanks to both of you.
Thank you.